We've just embarked on a 24-hour journey from Europe to Asia with our 2 kids. Here's how it went. After saying goodbye to the Netherlands, we're starting a brand new adventure in Thailand. And trust us, this season of our lives is just beginning. Ever wondered what it's like to travel halfway across the world with 2 little ones, leaving behind everything you know and diving headfirst into a new world? Don't worry, since we're taking you every step of the way with us. And if you stick around to the end, we have a special Q&A for you.
I have green teas.
Snacks.
Stop, guys. Big house verkouden.
Where we revisit some of our favorite memories from season 1, share our hardest moments, and answer your top questions about how we finance this lifestyle.
Patient.
Yeah, I think it took easily 10 years. So if that's of interest for you, please keep on watching and experience the world through our eyes.
The world is waiting for you. Welcome to our traveling family in birds, adventures. Join our journey.
Wat is er? Kom mee. Doei. We packed up all our stuff again into the few backpacks we have and gave everything we won't be needing anymore away. Okay, maybe we did keep some of our stuff in storage this time from our previous travels for later. But for now, this is it. Luckily, Zoe got used to driving around in a car during our time here in the Netherlands, and she fell asleep quickly.
Doe dat maar vast. Dat is zo.
Hoe doe je dat?
Hoe doe je dat?
Ja, wij zijn jassen niet gewend. Ga je mee naar het vliegtuig?
Kan jij maar een auto?
Ja, naar het vliegtuig. Oké. Heb je er zin in?
Oké.
Hey. Saying goodbye is definitely the hardest part, and maybe even more so the second time. But we will be seeing them again soon.
Tuurlijk wel. Veel bellen met elkaar. Okay?
After checking in, it was already getting dark, and the kids got a little crazy because of all the excitement.
Slaap je? Ja. Hey, mama, Daisy. Zo. Echt wel?
Hoeveel nachtjes dan nog?
Ik had een keertje van Skoola, weet je dat niet meer.
Ook gewoon staat. Weet je het? Iedereen
That's okay though, because after those little energy bursts, they fell asleep quickly on the plane, where they both slept half of the time. And since we are their beds during this flight, we didn't get much sleep. After landing, we collected our bags and made our way through a busy line of taxi drivers, searching for our name. The moment we arrived in Bangkok, we were immediately reminded of what makes Thailand so special. The warmth, the bustling sounds, and the friendly faces welcoming us back. And of course the sight of scooters and pickup trucks loaded with just about anything and everything. And 4 hours later, we finally arrived at our new home.
Blijft echt raar om iets te doen. Wat gaan we? Ja, dat is het. Hij is een bak. Nu zet ik wel weg.
Cheers to season 2.
Cheers.
Alright. So, because we're starting a new season, I thought it would be nice to sit in front of the camera again. Some personal background stories that don't always make the vlogs.
Yeah.
And mostly ask some common questions we get all the time.
Yeah, so in short, reflect on season 1
Yeah.
And look forward to season 2.
Yeah, that's good. So we used to talk to the camera every vlog in the beginning, and then in Sri Lanka we hated it, so we stopped.
Why did we hate it?
I think I didn't really hate it. I think it was mostly just very difficult with the baby.
Yeah, it was very difficult with the kids. Also with Rafael, because he was young, still young at that age.
Yeah, it was fun. And
Yeah.
so it was 4 months maybe.
Yeah. So they needed our full attention. Yeah, otherwise we would have to hire a nanny full time.
Yeah.
So we could.
would have been
we would
nice.
relax. But anyway,
That's the thing though, it's not something we make money with. So it's not like we can just hire a nanny to do just savings, but we'll get to that later.
right?
So we have 3 topics, right, that we want to start at first, and then we have some frequently asked questions
Mhm.
do later. You want to start?
Okay. So my favorite memory is Rafael's first day snorkeling in the Maldives. Well, actually first day snorkeling at all. So it all started in Sri Lanka in April 2022 when I teach Rafael how to swim. Now we were pet sitting at a villa which came with a beautiful pool.
And a pool guy. And a cleaning lady. We had a pool to ourselves.
At the pool, Rafael learned how to swim. And then a couple of months later, we went to the Maldives.
Mm-hmm.
And our first day of snorkeling, Rafael was full of excitement, ready, and he jumped into the sea, which was crystal clear water. So in the afternoon, we were on the boat and we encountered dolphins, but Zoe was sleeping at that time. So I could get Zoe to one of the guides.
Yes.
And it was the only time in the last couple of years that we could swim together with the 3 of us.
Yeah. True. In open water.
Yeah. And then we were surrounded by this massive pod of dolphins, hundreds, swimming beneath us, in front of us,
Jumping.
next to us, doing acrobatic flips. So we were just in awe of what we saw and what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then after 10 minutes, Rafael said, "When do we go back to the boat?"
Yeah.
So with a smile, I asked him why, and he said, "I want to jump off the boat."
Again.
Wow. So this was
So much for wildlife. Wait.
it was a crazy experience, but also a beautiful reminder of that joy is found in those simple moments.
We are traveling with the 4 of us, and each 4 of us have different needs and different things we find joy in. And it's important to take into account all the 4 different components of our since you do all the planning.
Yeah, it's very cool.
You kind of stole mine because Maldives was one of my biggest.
Well, there are
Oh,
more
that's
memories
interesting.
at Maldives.
Yes, maybe the swimming with the sharks. Rafael was the first one to get in the water. We were with a group of people, all of course adults mostly. Rafael was the only child, but he was the first one in the water, which I think was a good thing because then he had less time to be afraid and to process what was happening. One of the bigger memories that stands out for me was being able to go to Sunway Lagoon and sleep in a water park. That was such a milestone for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you really like the safaris on Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Oh my God. We just went on a safari and it took me back to the safaris in Sri Lanka, and it's just something about sitting in the jeep and those orange dirt roads, big luscious trees, and then of course the animals.
Right? Then to the hardest part of season 1. For
Yeah.
me, I was thinking about several things, but for me, I think the most hardest part was when your bag was locked.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We did a safari and Peter was holding Zoe to keep it.
So I had to hold her with both hands, basically. So I had no arms left to support myself while being on a very rocky jeep, rocking around. So my back and my core, basically, it had the job of keeping me stable for how many hours we were driving? I think easily 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, half a day.
Half a day. Yeah. So that was not something my muscles were used to. So when we got back and I tried to stand up, I just almost couldn't move. And that's when my bag basically was locked for more than a week. Luckily, we stayed at the place we were staying, which was a tree house.
Ya'ala.
Yeah, a tree house, maybe. The lady there, she was the masseuse and she prepared like hot rice, I think, with herbs and some oils, and I think 2-3 times a day she would massage my back. And
Yeah, she was a real lifesaver.
yeah, she helped you out with both of the kids since I couldn't do anything basically.
Yeah, especially she helped out with Zoe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Rafael, he could play with the kid that lived there.
Yeah.
That place, by the way, also just such a special place. We would live in a tree house and it had no windows but just open. We would wake up with the birds and the monkeys in the trees, and at some point, a few times actually, there was a river running like underneath, right when you would look out the window, and you could have a crocodile swimming by. It's such a unique place.
Then hornbills and eagles in the tree.
Yeah, because you're basically at eye level with the tree, with the birds.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Crazy place. But I think what made it really hard was not being sure of what was needed.
Yeah.
And then 2 nights became 2 weeks, but after 2 weeks you were pretty recovered.
Yeah, I was pretty much okay. Yeah.
And then we started traveling again.
Yeah, and months later, when we were in an area where we had good like healthcare options, we got my back checked out, and I did some rehabilitation. But everything was basically fine. It was a confirmation that it was a muscle soreness, basically. So everything was okay.
So what was your hardest part, or did they steal yours again?
I always forget about the difficult stuff.
Oh yeah.
Most difficult thing. We would stay in like an A-frame house of wood, but everything is pretty natural. Everything decays over time. It was not like brand new. It had holes, anywhere basically. So at night we would hear like the mouse running underneath. There were, at some point we saw another frame house, like a snake on top, casually climbing over the roof.
Yeah. Or a scorpion walking when you are showering.
Yeah, you saw a scorpion in the shower.
Mhm.
Yeah. So with that having in mind, and kids walking around playing, on the pets, but still, that's pretty stressful at some point. I mean, yeah.
Because you were scared something would happen.
Yeah. They're none. No hard moments. I just forget about them. I think just in general, traveling with kids, you have some very, very high moments, but overall, you're also just raising young kids that you're asking of them to adapt to a lot of different things, like different time zones, different new places all the time. It's difficult for them, so it's difficult for the parents too.
It can be exciting. Alright, so the third one is the biggest lesson learned.
Mm-hmm.
So I already spoke about joy that can be found in the simple moments.
Mm-hmm.
But another big lesson is how slow travel pays off. Not just on the money side, but really on the peaceful side, on having the time to really experience a place.
Get some community.
Do day trips where you will not find any other tourists, only locals.
Yeah.
So that makes it really cool.
Also, just mentally, it's more. We really feel at home at some point in the places that we visit.
Yeah. Well, actually, there are some places that we will revisit.
Yeah, like this place.
Yeah.
Because people here are fun.
Yeah, because it feels like home.
Yeah.
In some way. So what is your biggest lesson there?
Biggest lesson there. So many personal things that I've learned. But I think what makes our trip the most special are actually the people that you meet. So I really love that we mix our travels with volunteer work that we do, because that's when we meet some of the most amazing people. And because you're living at their houses usually, so there's a lot of time that you spend together, a lot of connecting. Yeah, I think those memories and the things that you do together put a little extra on the trip.
Right.
It's the people, it's all about the people. Questions?
Yes.
Alright, you can go first.
Give it to me. Do we work? How do we pay for this?
I think this is our most commonly asked questions, like how do we finance this?
Is it? So how do we pay for this? Mostly with savings.
Yeah.
So how did we save the money for our travel? Is by buying our apartments when prices were really low during the house market crisis in 2012.
We were the first, I think, in both of our friend groups that bought houses or an apartment.
Then we bought almost everything secondhand.
Yes.
We paid off our mortgage.
Our way of living with because we were young, we were still climbing the corporate ladder, I would say. We all both started at a traineeship, so working your way up. Instead of inflating our way of living, we didn't. We just kept things pretty minimum. I mean, in the beginning, we did have like the company cars. We both did. But then later we turned them in to save even a little bit more cash. We did the car sharing, which also was a way to spend more time together because our jobs were like basically on the other side of the highway.
And by saving all that money, we had to do it.
Piled up.
Yeah, and then we had to do it for lots of years.
Yeah.
So we had to be patient.
Yeah, I think it took easily 10 years.
This is all preparations.
Yeah.
Then you have to spend your money. So
Yeah.
if you think about a holiday, which
Unfortunately, this is where our camera decided to stop recording. We're so sorry about it. We didn't realize it until it was too late, but we still wanted to share this with you. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them there, or maybe even in an upcoming video. Thanks for joining us as we get back into our travel groove. Next week, we've got an incredible trip planned to a stunning national park here in Hua Hin, where we saw more elephants than ever before. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for watching, have an amazing day, and see you on the next one. Bye!